Okay, so good morning to everyone. Now, in the last class, we have seen the four user interface that is used in there. So we have described that. Now the others user AWT components or the user interface of the AWT, we will discuss one by one, which are left. We will discuss one by one in today's class. Now first is the which came, that is the list is the first which came here. Now we use list for what? We use the list to represent a list of text item. That means there should be a list present. In that list the text item should be there. Now user can choose either one or the multiple items. To create a list in Java, we have to create the object of the list. Now each and every user interface component which we have seen, now using for that, what we have to do, we have to create the object of that, and after creating the object of that, we will use that. Now the list is what? List will look like this, like there should be, if you've seen that there should be a window, and in that window, let's say there is mentioned CSC, then after that there is mentioned EC. Like this the list are given. This is the list. Now all of the department list, this is mentioned, then this is EC, then third one is civil. Like this in the list all the departments name are mentioned. So here text items, mainly we call list what? We call the list that here the text item will be represented in the a list manner. The text items will be represented in a list manner. That is here the text item, CSC is a text item, EC is also a text item, civil is also a text item. So all of these text item are listed. So that is the working of the list. Now to make such a list, what we have to do? To make a list like that, we have to first create the object of the list. We have to create the object of the list class. So first we will create the object of the list class like that. List L equal to new list. That means this will create the list class object in our program. And as a parameter in it, we send two inputs. What are they specified? This specifies that 2 is what? 2 is the number of items. The number of items, it is specified that how many number of items should be present in the list. This number specify that. Now as an example, we are here using 2. You can use 3, 4, 5. That is up to you, that how many you can you require, then that will be used by you. So as an example, I am taking 2. That means the list which I will create, in that list the 2 text items should be there. So that's why it specifies the number of text item that will be present in the list. And true, that is what the Boolean status. This Boolean status, that means either true or false. It can happen. But if this is true, then that means true is specified that multiple selects are allowed. That means multiple selects, like say here it is forming a list, and in this list we are specifying 2. So that means 2 list items should be there. So let's say we are taking CSC and EC. These two are we are specifying, CSC and EC. So this is what the the 2 specified number of items that is present in the list which we created. And inside of it, what we have done, we have used true. Now true means what? True specified the multiple selects are allowed. That means we can choose this item and this item both. We can choose from the list this item and this item, both we can choose if we use the true. But if we use the false, then the multiple selections will be not allowed. From the list you can choose anyone. From the list you can choose anyone if we used false. But If we use the true, then that means we can select multiple. We can select multiple text from there. This is the condition of the list. And after that, there will be the list created. So this formula specified, this command specified that list l equal to new list. That means a list should be created, and inside this list there will be the two items. So the position will be fixed for two items. So two items and true. That means the user can select both these two texts simultaneously. Then after that, you see we have used the command l.add csc. That means now add will perform. Add we know add is the add component. That means we will now put the components in our list, because we are calling this word using the list object. So list object l dot add. That means inside the list add the first text as csc. So this will be added inside the list. Then in the next, we use l dot add it. That means in the list, add the next text item. Now, what is the name of the text item? it. That means it will be present inside the list. And from here, we have mentioned true. Yes, that means user can select both of these. Multiple selections can be allowed. But if we use the false there, so between CSC and IT, user can choose anyone. Either it can choose CSC or either it can able to choose the IT. So this is the list. So forming a list in Java, we will use these commands. Okay, clear? It is clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is the our one user interface component. Now the next is choice. Same as that choice. For choice, this is also a user interface. Now choice is what it will show like the pop-up menu of choices. That means in many times you have seen that like a pop-up menu is present there, and inside there you have multiple options. From there you have to choose something. That means let's say it is mentioned here department. It is mentioned here the field as the department, and there a choice is present, and inside that choice, when you click that, when you click, list of items has been shown, that like say CC, EC, civil, electrical, mechanical, then all of this list are shown, and from that list you click one of that and you choose that. So that means in the department there is a, let's say there is a field present department, and from that there is a this choice are present, and from that choice you choose anyone, because when you click over that you will see the list of items are present, and from this list of items you choose anyone that will be shown in this box. This is the thing, the choice we choose. So selected choice is shown on the top of the menu. So whichever you will choose, it will show in this here. This is the concept of the choice. Now to create like that, what we have to do, for each and every thing we have to create that object first. So like we have to create this choice c equal to new choice. That means choice will be created, choice class object should be created. And after creating the choice class, what we have to do now, the choice, which choices we want to create. For that, what we have to use, we have to use through choice class object. That is, you see, C is what? Choice class object. Now in the choice list, what we will do, one by one we will add. Let's say in the choice list, like there is a department, so first we want to use that in our choice list there should be 5 components present. So in this choice list, one by one we'll use like that, one by one we'll add the elements. Now how we will add the elements? Through add command. Now in which we are adding our choices, we are adding in our choices in the choice list. So that's why c dot add, that means its object, through its object we are calling the add method, and inside this add, so this will first create a choice that will be CSC. Then next, what we want next, there is what, there will in our choice list there will be another present, another component will be in our choice list, and that is IT. So c dot add IT, that means in the choice list there will be IT present. Now if you want to add EC, then what you have to do, c dot add EC. You have to write this command like that, EC. So this will make what, this will add another component in our choice list, that will be EC. Same as that, if you want to add another component, then you have to write like that, that through choice class object you have to call the add method, and as a parameter of that add method, whichever component you want to add in our choice list, that you will write like there. So that's how the choice should be done. The choice should be done like this. So choice should be used in Java by using this following commands. So here I am showing that all the commands. Now in our program, we have to merge all of that commands and to perform. I will show you the program that this will be used. I will show you that this commands, because in sometimes we needed some, we have to create some parameters. In that case we have to create, let's say we have to create some window, and in that window we have there the choice. So that means the frame class should be imported, the choice, we have to use the create the choice class object, then we have to add the choice item. So all of this will be present there. So now I'm only mentioning that how it works, how this user elements will be performed in Java program, which command we use for that, I am saying that. Okay, then the next is what, the next is, we have already seen the text field, the next one is the text area. Now text field is what, the difference between the text field and text area is what, the text field will for the single statement, but text area, this is over multiple statements. This is the big area. So multiple line editor area we call that text area. So difference between text field and text area is, in the text field you will able to write the single line. In text field this is a single line, but text area is what, this is the multi-line editor area. So it has a large volume, and when the text in the text area become large, then the viewable area of the scroll bar will automatically appear. So scroll bar will be another class that we use in the program. So if the viewable area, that means the view which we see, that viewable area become large, then in that case the scroll bar will automatically appear. Now for creating like that text area, what we have to do for creating the text area, same as that, for each and everything we have to create the object. So we have to create the object, you see, text area TA, that is what, this is the object we created, the object name text area TA equal to new text area. That means each and everything we have to use, then we have to create the object first of it. So same as that, for here also we have created the object of it, and as a parameter you see we are mentioning two values. Now one will be what, one will be the number of rows. That means inside this text area how many rows will be present, this we will give as a parameter, and how many number of columns should be present we will give as a parameter to this. So this will mention how many number of rows and how many number of columns should be present in the text area, and we have to specify that during the object creation. When we create the text area object, text area class object in our program, in that time we have to mention as a parameter, we have to pass the two values. One will have the number of rows and another will mention the number of columns. So this is the uses of the text area, and we can use the text area in Java like that. Okay. Next is what? Next, our menu. So if we want to create menu, then what we have to do? We have to use the menu bar and menu item. So now we will see, like, let's say we have a window like that. This is the window. This is the window like that in this window, like you see when you open the Word file or anything, you see the window, and that window, there is what, like you see there is a file. Then we have a edit option like this. All the values, or the, we can say, all the points are mentioned there. All the buttons like file, then edit, then view text, all of this, view, help, all of this are mentioned in there. And inside of this file, let's say inside of this file, you will see the save as option, then open, all of this option, or new, like this the option you see. So let's say we want to create like that a window in our program. We want to create like a window, and in that window, it is called what? It is called the menu bar. So in the menu bar, there will be a, in the menu bar, there will be a menus present, a menu name file. This is what, in menu bar we have menus present. So in that menu bar, there will be a menu name file, and inside that file, the menu items are new and open. These are the menu items present in our this, under this menu, file menu. So we have to create like that. So if we have to create like that, then first what we have to do? First thing we have to do, we have to create the object, of the menu bar. So first we have to create the object of the menu bar using this like that you see. First, if we want to create, now first if we want to create, then we will use menu bar class object we have to create. So that's why we have done menu bar, then m bar equal to new menu bar. So by this we have created the menu bar. Now only the menu bar is created now using this. Now what we do? If that dot set, now here this menu bar is what? This menu bar is only created, and there is already, we are here, I have not used that command, but that command should be used. That will be frame f equal to new frame, because where this menu bar will be present? This menu bar will be present inside the frame. So first thing we have to do, we have to create the object of the frame class, that frame f equal to new frame. By using that command, we have to create the frame now. So the frame has been created like that. Then after creating the frame, we will create what? We will create the menu bar. So how we will create the menu bar? We will create the menu bar using this following like this, that we have to create menu bar m bar. This is the object of the menu bar we will create. So using this, we have created the menu bar. So after creating the menu bar, what we have to do? We have to associate this menu bar. We have to associate this menu bar with the frame, because they are now two different object we have created. We have created a frame and we have created a menu bar by using creating the object of that classes in our program. So they are created like that one is our menu bar and another one is frame. Now after creating these two, what we want? That our menu bar should be present inside the frame. So for that, we have to use this command. What we will use now? Inside whom the menu bar will be present? Inside the frame. Inside the frame, the menu bar will be present. That means what? That means we have to call the method using frame class object, because inside the frame the menu bar will be present. So that's why we have done using frame class object, then set menu bar. This set menu bar method will do what? This set menu bar method will use the menu bar to set, and as a parameter which we are sending, as a parameter we are sending the menu bar object which we have created, that means m bar which we have created. So that is using this command, menu bar will be associated with the frame. Now after this, here the menu bar will be what? The menu bar will be associated in our frame. So first we have created the object of these two different things. One is the frame and another one for the menu bar. And after this, what we do, we want that in our program, this menu bar will be associated or will be present inside the frame. So for that reason, what we have to do with the frame class object, using the frame class object, we have to call the set menu bar method. This set menu bar method is used for setting the menu bar. So this setting the menu bar, this method will be used. So that's why inside the frame we want. So that's why we call this using the frame class object, and f dot set menu bar, and as a parameter you see we are sending m bar. M bar is what? This menu bar which we created, its object, menu bar class object. So menu bar class object, we send it using the as a parameter. So like this, it will from after that here like this. Then next, what we have to do? In next, we have to create, because in menu bar there will be menus present. So that means if we want to use the menu, then what we have to do? We have to create the menu object first, because otherwise we will not able to use that. So that means next command will be what? Next command will be to create the object of the menu. So that is done using here that menu file. We are saying that the name of the menu be given the file here. So that means we have to create the object menu file equal to new file, and as a parameter we are sending file. That means the menu level will be what? The menu level or the menu name is file. That's why we have sent it as a parameter. We have sent it as a parameter there, that menu file, it is the object of that menu class which created equal to new menu, and as a parameter we send file. That means the file name menu will be created. Okay, so here now the file name menu has been created. The file name menu is created in the menu bar. Okay, up to this it is done. We have already created the menu there. Now after creating the menu, what we have to do? We have to add the menu items inside that menu. Inside that menu we have to add the menu items. Now how we will add the menu items there? So we have to create what? Now we have to create the menu items, because we want that inside the file menu there will be menu items present. So that's why we have, if we want to use, then what we have to do? We have to create the object of the menu items class, because otherwise we will not able to use that. So next step will be what? We have to create the menu items. We have to create the object of the menu items. Now as an example, here we are using two menu items. One is new and another is open. We are using, that means two menu items we will use. That means two menu items object we have to create in our class. So that's why you see menu items I1 and I2. That is the object using new menu items we have created. Now after creating the object of the menu items, what we have to do? The menu items are present. Now we have to associate it with the menu. Because inside the menu this menu item should be present. So that means we have to, now menu is what? This menu's object. This menu's object is what? File. So that's why we use that object and add command. Add is what? this will add the name, this menu, in the menu, in menu items inside this menu. In the file, there will be now new will be there, because for which we are calling using the menus object, because we want that our menu items should be present inside the menu. That means association will be done between menu and menu items. So inside whom the menu items should be present? Inside the menu. So that means we have to, using the menus object, we have to call the add method. So that's why we have used file dot add, and there the name we given the first menu, that is the new. And then after this, what we have done, this file dot add, and we have done what? The open next menu items. So that means now this menu items are associated with the menu by using the add command. Using this add command is what? Using this add command, we associated this menu in the this menu items inside the menu. Now all the things are done. Now one thing we have left. That one thing is what? You see, there is no other ways we have said that this menu which we have created, this is associated with the menu bar. So the final step will be what? The final step will be, we have to associate the menu which we created. That menu should be present in the menu bar. That means association between menu bar and menu. That means object of the menu bar, we have to add this menu here. So that's why you see m bar, this is the object of the menu bar. With object of the menu bar, we call the add method, and as a parameter we send file. That means this file menu, using this command, the file menu will be what? The file menu will be associated with the menu bar. So this is what, after this will be association will be done, and after this association, this is what now the final thing will be created. That like that we have created this type of window. So for creating this type of window, simple thing you should be keep in mind, that first thing what we have to do, first thing from this view we can able to see. So first thing what we have to do, we have to create the frame. So for creating the frame, what we have to do, we have to create the frame class object. Okay, so the frame class object which we created, that is okay. So after creating the frame class object, what we have to do, after creating the frame class object, in that frame the menu bar should be present. So for that reason we have to create the menu bar. So this will be the next step, that we have to create the menu bar there. Menu bar, create the menu bar class object. Now after creating the menu bar class object, we have to associate the menu bar in the frame. So that means what we have to do, using the frame class object, we have to call the add method, and in that add method you have to pass the menu bar object you have to pass. Then it will be connected, or it will be associated. So now menu bar is associated with the frame. After this association, what we want, in that menu bar the menus will be present. Now in this we have used a single menu, so that's why in our window it will, in the menu bar it will show a single menu. So that means the menus class object which we have to create. Then after creating the menus class object, what we have to do, we have to add the menu items in that. Now adding that menu items, we have to create the menu items class object. So we here using the two menu items, so we have to create two menu items object. And then after creating the menu items object, this menu items should be added to the menu. So that means what, we have to use the menu object and add method, and as a parameter you have to send the what you have to send which you want to add in the menus. So that means this will be done, and after that what you have to do, finally you have to add that particular menu in the menu bar. So that means menu bar class object, we have to add the menu, that is the file which you have created, this will be added to the menu. So this is the step by step. Okay, clear? It is clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is that's how the we have done that menu and menu bar item we will perform. We will perform over that like this. And the last user interface is what? The last user interface is the scroll bar. Now for this scroll bar, we have two. We have two things, that is the horizontal scroll bar or vertical scroll bar. So this will be there, that horizontally or vertical, in which the scroll bar will be present. For that, now what we have to do, we already know, like each and everything we have seen, the user interface, we have to create the object of that first. So same as that for scroll bar also. For scroll bar, we have to use the like this. We will use the command scroll bar sb1 equal to new scroll bar. That means what? It will create the object of the scroll bar, and through this object, there is a method present in the scroll bar class, that is the set orientation method. This set orientation method takes the parameter, you see, takes the parameter scroll bar dot horizontal. So scroll bar dot horizontal means the scroll bar will created horizontally. And if we use scroll bar dot vertical, then the vertically the scroll bar will be created. So first you have to create the scroll bar object, and through using the scroll bar object, you have to call the set orientation method. This set orientation method takes parameter that either it will be horizontal or vertical. So how this scroll bar will be created? This will be done by this command. Okay. So this is all our interfaces. This 9 interfaces we mostly use. There are other interfaces also, but mostly we use this interface. This is all the interfaces there. So this is all about our AWT user interface. All the interfaces we discussed. Okay. So now we will move to the new thing, that is the Java event handling. So first, what is event? Now in the previous class, I have said that level does not generate any event. That is the here we have discussed. Let's say an example is what? That there is a button present, and in that button, over that button, it is written click here. Over that button, it is written click here. So now you press, when you press that button, when you will press that button, it will do what? When you press the button, then a message is shown that the button is clicked. Like this, a message is shown that when you click the button, a message is shown that the button is clicked. So this is what? This is we called an event. The event is generated when you press the button, then an event is generated. And what this event generated? It is showing the message that the button is clicked. This is the event generated by when you press the button. So the code which shows the message comes under the category is called the Java event handling. So event is basically what? Event is the change in the state of the object or the sources. Now, event handling is the mechanism that controls the event and decide what should happen if an event occurs. That means you as a user pressing the button, and after pressing the button, the message is showing that the button is clicked. Now, how this is showing? This is the event that is generating after clicking the button. And now there will be a Java code. There will be the Java code which handles that event, that we know as the Java event handling. So that means that the code which shows the message comes under the category of the Java event handling. That after this button, click here button you press, the message is showing button is clicked. So that means after pressing the button, there is an event generated, and that event generation is what? When the event is generated, after generating the event, the message is shown, the button is clicked. Now to handle this particular event, that when you press the button and the message is showing, so that is the event generating. So particularly handle this event in Java, there is the event handling code. This is the known as the Java event handling. Now Java event handling, we has the delegation event model. In Java event handling, we have the delegation event model. Now, delegation event model is what? There will be source. These are the two types, source and the listener. Source and the listener. So source is what? It is an object on which event occurs. That means we can say that it is what? Click here button. Click here button is the source, because click here button is the object. Click here button is the object on which the event is occurring. So we can say this click here button as the source, and it is responsible for providing information of the occurred event to the handler. So this is what we call the source, that it is the object on which the event occurs. So click here button in this case will be the source, and listener is what? It is the event handler and generate response to an event. That means what response it is producing? When you click the button, then this message is showing that the button is clicked. That means this will be handled by whom? This